Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is the AI Daily Deep Dive, and we need to state this right up front. This specific deep dive, the research, the script, everything was generated entirely by artificial intelligence. It's focusing on what AI sees as the top 5 AI news stories for today, Monday, November 3rd, 2025.
Right. And our mission here is pretty straightforward. Quickly unpack these 5 key developments, give you a rapid summary of what the sources say is driving the AI conversation right now.
Okay, let's get into it. First up, something that touches a lot of lives. Dating apps, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. They're all pushing generative AI. Hard, you promise. Less burnout for users, better matches. But is it actually going to make dating better or just more robotic?
Well, it's definitely a mix. On the one hand, you have some clear benefits, like AI generating conversation starters or profile prompts. Helps people get past that initial hurdle.
Okay, yeah.
And safety, too. That's a big one. AI can spot scams, inappropriate stuff, way faster than human moderators can, so that's a genuine improvement.
But wait a second. If AI is writing the bios, crafting the perfect opening line, aren't we just getting better at gaming the algorithm, not actually like connecting?
That's the core tension, exactly. You risk losing that authenticity, the realness of it all. And then there's the data privacy issue, obviously, plus the big one. These algorithms could just end up reinforcing the biases already out there in society. That's always a danger.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so from personal authenticity, let's pivot to public perception. Coca-Cola, they're trying again with an AI-generated holiday ad, the 2024 one. Well, it didn't go over so well, did it?
No, it really didn't. It got slammed. Not just because people were worried about human artists losing jobs, but the ad itself.
Yeah.
The synthetic humans had glitches. They looked weird, that whole uncanny valley effect.
Right, that creepy feeling when something looks almost human, but not quite. It just feels wrong. So what's the plan for 2025? How are they fixing it?
They've completely changed strategy. No more realistic humans.
Hmm.
This time, it's stylized anthropomorphic animals, think like cartoon animals.
Right.
And the only human figure, Santa Claus, isn't generated from scratch. They're using images based on archival paintings by Haddon Sundblom, the artist who basically created the modern Coke Santa back in the 30s.
Ah, interesting. So using a classic human reference.
Exactly. The execs are saying the craftsmanship is 10 times better. And they're openly calling this a litmus test. Can the public accept synthetic media in major advertising?
A calculated risk from Coke.
Okay, let's switch gears to the government sector. It sounds like they're facing the opposite problem, not taking risks, but being stuck. The CEO of PCI Government Services talked about this concept of digital readiness debt. What is that exactly?
Yeah, it's basically the drag caused by relying on old, outdated IT systems, legacy tech. And the numbers are pretty stark. Nearly 80%, 80, of the federal IT budget goes just to maintaining those old systems.
No, 80%.
Right, so there's almost nothing left over for implementing new stuff, like AI. The infrastructure itself is the bottleneck.
So how do they start paying down that debt? What needs to happen? Well, the experts say leaders need to focus on the mission data layer. Fancy term, but it just means getting their data sorted out first. Clean it up, make it standardized, make sure different systems can talk to each other.
Garbage in, garbage out, basically.
Precisely. AI running on bad data just makes a bigger mess faster. And they also need to change how they buy technology. Move away from just buying software, the deliverable, and focus on performance-based outcomes. Does it actually do the job well?
Got it. Okay, so from government debt to a more philosophical kind of debt AI is creating around human creativity. There's a discussion at Bowdoin College about how people feel about AI art. Sounds like it's complicated.
Definitely complicated. They started with a quiz. Could people tell the difference between AI-generated music and human-made music? And mostly, they couldn't. The mimicry is getting really good.
But
But the feeling people described was, well, ickiness was the word used, a sort of unease, especially when they knew the art was made by AI, and particularly if it felt like it was pretending to be human-made.
so it's not just about how good the final product is. It's about the process, the intention behind it.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Does technology just make art creation easier for everyone, which you could argue is democratic?
Mm.
Or does the real value come from, the rarity, the human effort, the meaning someone put into it, not just optimizing an output?
That leads perfectly into our final piece. Probably the biggest question hanging over all of this from an essay in The New Yorker by James Summers. Is AI actually, well, thinking?
Yeah, Summers writes about his own journey. He started out as a skeptic, like many people, but then he saw these large language models process thousands of lines of code and find really subtle bugs. He said it felt like comprehension, like understanding.
So how does he argue it might be thinking? What's the mechanism?
It boils down to next token prediction,
Hmm.
which sounds simple, right? The model just guesses the most likely next word or piece of code. But when the model makes a mistake, it adjusts its internal parameters. It learns.
Yeah.
Summers suggests this iterative process of prediction and correction might actually be a form of understanding. It's not just statistics.
And this connects to a bigger idea about intelligence itself.
Right. It echoes an idea from Eric B. Baum that understanding is compression. Think about it. These AI models take unimaginable amounts of data petabytes and compress it down into a much smaller, usable model. They find the patterns, the essence. Baum argued that's what understanding is. Our brains do something similar, building compressed models of the world from sensory input.
Wow. So AI might be showing us how our own minds work.
That's the implication. Some neuroscientists are apparently using these AIs as sort of model organisms to study cognition now, because the AI structure sometimes mirrors brain structures in surprising ways.
What a journey today. Dating apps, Coke ads, government IT, the value of art, and now the very nature of thinking, all from today's AI news.
It leaves you with a pretty profound question, doesn't it? If these AI systems, built on relatively simple mechanisms like predicting the next word, are starting to unlock secrets of human thought, does that make our own cognition less special, less unique? Or are we just getting a glimpse, finally, at the underlying mechanics of intelligence itself? Something for you to chew on.
Indeed. We'll leave it there for today's deep dive.